Welcome to our Pacific Life Enrollment Hub powered by Employee Navigator training webinar. I am Lauren Kilpatrick. I'm a Partner Solutions Consultant here at Pacific Life. And today you'll also be hearing from Tyler Brand from Pacific Life, as well as Riley Fitzgerald from Employee Navigator. We're going to go ahead and dive in talking a little bit about our Enrollment Hub offering and how initial case setup might look. So Enrollment Hub is a service feature for no additional cost from Pacific Life. This allows you to manage your client's enrollment online in a portal, and the portal that we use is Employee Navigator. Once your group is integrated in Navigator with Pacific Life, you're able to leverage our 100% digital ecosystem that also includes some of our features like dynamic billing, digital evidence of insurability, as well as our event-based claims. So to get that case set up initially, our client solutions team is going to leverage the plan API we've worked with Employee Navigator to build. And this is going to ensure that your plan setup in Employee Navigator is accurate. Once those plans are set up and ready for employees to enroll, our team will provide the broker as well as the client admins access to log into Employee Navigator as needed. Our onboarding team will also send you benefit highlight sheets to help with enrollment education, as well as our build kit to help answer any plan questions that might arise. After that group is set up and ready to go, of course, it's time for everyone's favorite open enrollment. So for initial enrollment, you're going to have two choices for how you can manage the group. You can enter the member and enrollment directly into the Navigator portal, which Riley will walk us through here in a few minutes. Or if you have a larger group, you can decide to fill out the Pacific Life enrollment template file, which is kind of a census format, and we would then upload that into Navigator for you to load those members and their initial enrollments. Once we have the enrollments in Navigator, we will set up our EDI feed that runs from Navigator to Pacific Life. And if employees are feeding over and they experience an error, we will upload that into the Employee Navigator portal for you to handle. And Tyler will show us some information on how to do that a little later in our webinar as well. Once enrollments have fed successfully from Navigator into Pacific Life, then clients and employees will have access to the Pacific Life portal to view enrollment as well. E of I is handled via Pacific Life's digital process. So how that looks is, again, once members have made it from Nav into Pacific Life successfully, they'll receive an emailed link to complete their evidence of insurability digitally. So once we've got our enrollment EDI up and running, we've had open enrollment, we're all kind of on that ongoing basis for the group. All ongoing adds, terms, and changes will need entered directly into Employee Navigator by either the broker or the client admin. So we won't be doing ongoing template uploads. The intent of this offering is to have those enrollments entered directly into Nav's system. Any information that you do enter into Navigator will send from Pacific Life every Tuesday and Friday, and you and your client can view all of the enrolled employees in the Pacific Life portal. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and move into our demo. Tyler's going to walk us through some portal access and navigation. After that, Riley will show us some member enrollment actions, and then we'll move it back over to Tyler to talk a little bit about error resolution as well as some ongoing resources.
Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. Hi, I'm Tyler Bryan. I'm a client solutions consultant here at Pacific Life. I'm just going to show you a couple of quick steps here to get from our portal over to the Navigator portal. All right, perfect. So when you log into the Pacific Life portal, you'll see a home screen. There's a dashboard, and all you'll do is go over to the client section here. And from there, you'll just find the client and then just go over to the Launch Enrollment Manager tool. And once you click that, it'll just automatically bring you over to the Employee Navigator login. And from there, I'm going to kick it over to Riley.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. I am one of the account executives at Employee Navigator. I cover the Southeast region, and I'm very excited to join you all today. So, what I'm going to show you is once you're in Employee Navigator, how to add an employee, how to go through their enrollment and enroll on their behalf. And then once the employee has, of course, requested over their guaranteed issue amount, how to update the new amount once Pacific Life provides that answer. So with that said, what I'm going to do is, let's say agency team member logs in, they're going to see a page that looks like this and search for the company they'd like to go to. So now we're at the company level, and to add an employee, we'll scroll down a bit and go to Add Employee, and you'll go in and add their information. And I'll quickly add Sarah's information, for example. So add in her social and a few additional pieces of information that I'll run through quickly here. And you get to decide what's required, what's editable of most of this information. We'll put in Maryland as her state, and that's where I am today. Birthday. And her email to make sure we can get in contact with her. And I'll put mine for now, but you would put the employee's email. All right, a few more things. Hire date, job title, payroll group, PTO package if that's applicable, and her salary. And the last piece we need is which class she'll be in. So we'll say full-time, hit next. And if there are any new hire onboarding tasks that the HR admin put together or you put together, great, you can assign those. But we'll just say finish up. In here, that email can either be sent to the employee to have them log in, or for example, today, we'll say, no, not now. And you can click the go to profile and it'll go to the employee's behind the scenes profile where you can then go enroll for them. So I'm going to switch employees just very quickly here and go through what the enrollment looks like. And you and or the agency team members and the HR admin are able to masquerade as the employee and go through their enrollment on their behalf. So we'll search an employee's last name, get taken to their behind the scenes profile. And within this, we can click employee homepage and be taken to the behind the scenes section of this employee's portal and start their enrollment. We'll see this employee is a new hire enrollment. It's going to look the same, whether it's new hire or open enrollment. And Employee Navigator will have you go through this progress bar. So it'll show each step we need you to take to get through the enrollment. The first three sections are verification information, where we just need to make sure that most of this is filled out. You get to decide what's required, what's editable of most of this, but this has been filled out. If there's any additional questions you'd like to ask as well, custom questions, or maybe HR wants to know what's the employee's t-shirt size, that can be asked. We'll move on from there. We'll make sure that the address is up to date and add any dependents if they're not in here already. After that, we get into actually choosing the plans. I will quickly show the medical page, medical, dental, vision. Most pages look just like this, where each product will have its own page. Any educational information you'd like the employees to see can be here. The dependent that was on the page before, and then any plans the employee is eligible for. They can come through here, read through them, see information. But for today's call, I am going to go ahead and jump into the voluntary life page. So on here, this is where information about the Pacific Life Voluntary Life Plan, for example, can be added. Maybe a nice video here. But below that information, we're going to see that in this example, the employee's guaranteed issue amount is $50,000. And if they want to go ahead and if you want to give them that amount, great. You can click Buy Guaranteed Issue. It'll populate the page for them, spouse, children, if any children are added. But if they'd like to go over that amount and request more, they can slide this bar up and down and see the amount change. And so if they do that, or if they're late entrant, when they hit Save and Continue, it's going to automatically take them to a page that alerts them that says, hey, you went over the guaranteed issue amount. We need you to complete evidence, or the employee to complete evidence of insurability questions. And this goes back to what Lauren had mentioned earlier about receiving an email. Lauren, is there anything else you'd like to add for that?
Thanks, Riley. This is a very common question, so I never mind hitting it a second time. So like you were mentioning, of course, the employee gets notified here that they're going to need to complete the evidence of insurability. But that actually won't occur until the enrollment has fed successfully from Navigator to Pacific Life. Once we've got them enrolled in our system, then that kicks off that email to the employee and the spouse, if applicable, and that allows them to complete their evidence of insurability digitally. Following that, the broker and most often the client admin will get a final decision email from Pacific Life. And once we've made that decision and we've notified you, then you'll need to update the approved benefit amount in Navigator. So Riley's going to wrap up this enrollment flow for us, and then she'll touch on how you'd make that update after the final decision here shortly.
Perfect. So we'll continue with the enrollment, and the employee will need to have a beneficiary added. So we'll just say, all right, the spouse that was already added in here will be that beneficiary. And once we do that, maybe one more thing I need to do in here. Okay, great. We'll get to the end of the enrollment summary, and we'll see all the plans the employee would like to enroll in. And excuse my scrolling. We'll get to the bottom, see the total cost per pay, any benefits that the dependent should be enrolled in, any declined coverage with the reason will all be stored here. And so we'll go back up after reviewing it and making sure everything looks good. We'll click to complete it, and the employee's enrollment is done. So we'll see it's good to go. So now I'll show how we're going to hop back. So since you're logged in as an admin, you're going to see the employee's name up here. So we'll click the employee's name and get taken right back into their behind the scenes portal. We'll go home, and this things to do section here, this is where we're going to want to look. We'll hit refresh here, and we'll see review pending EOI. We have two of them, one from another employee and one from the employee's enrollment we just went through. When you click into it, it's going to show you any pending evidence of insurability requests. So you'll be able to filter it based off of approved, declined, see history. But for example, once Pacific Life provides the final result, the HR admin or broker will come in here, go to the employee, and either choose to grant the employee the amount, approve it, or they can decline it as well. So we'll say approve. If the amount needs to be changed, that can happen. Save, and that's it.
Great. Thanks so much for walking us through that, Riley. I think we're going to go ahead and pass it back to Tyler, and he's going to walk us through what it would look like if you experience errors on your enrollment feed and those get uploaded into Navigator for you to handle.
Perfect. Thank you, Lauren. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Back up. Every Tuesday, we're going to send out an error report. We'll do an upload into the Navigator system on our end. That'll send you an automatic email letting you know that you have partner errors to review. Once you get that email, what you'll want to do is come into the Employee Navigator portal and then locate your group. So today we're going to be looking at Hancock Whitney. So we're going to click in there. And you'll see under the things to do section, there's a review partner discrepancies. That looks like there's 5 of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and click in there. Once you're in here, this will show you the employee name of the error, when the error was processed, so just on the 31st. The error code from Pacific Life, this is specific to our system, a description of each error, so saying the address is provided, sorry, the address is required but not provided, as well as a resolution. And this resolution will kind of guide you as to what's needed to fix in Navigator. So here you just need to provide the necessary information, such as the street name, city, state, and postal code. You also need a country code in there as well. So once you do that, you'll go into the employee. So for this employee, we just locate Clark Griswold, complete his address information, and then come back here and click the complete button. And once you do fix that, you'll just mark this as complete. That error will go away, and then it'll be sent to us on a subsequent file, which would be that Friday. And then on the next Tuesday error upload, you would see this error wiped out from the Navigator portal. So as we get groups together, a contact from our team will be reaching out with some training documents just to go over some of the things that Riley talked about today, which will include getting through the login from our portal to the Navigator portal, and then it's also going to walk through. Scroll down here. Somebody from our team will walk you through how to add members, as well as providing a link. There's open enrollment, new hires, those pending EOIs we talked about, some other QLEs, how to terminate members. All this information is provided on the document, and somebody from our team will be assisting you. Now I'll kick it back over to Lauren to wrap up.
Thanks, Tyler, and thank you again, Riley. So hopefully this webinar helped highlight some of the key actions that you'll need to take immediately when you're set up on one of our Enrollment Hub powered by Employee Navigator groups. And again, thanks, Tyler, for walking us through that training document. Brokers and client admins, that really is going to be a key resource to kind of keep handy as you manage your ongoing enrollment for these groups, because again, we do expect all changes to be entered into Employee Navigator so that they can feed over to Pacific Life.